Pandita Ramabai Sarasvati was born in Madras, India in 1858, and you've probably never heard of her, but her legacy lives on to this day. Ramabai was a very bright girl, and from a young age she gained renown in India as a Sanskrit scholar and a lecturer. Tragedy struck her family though in the 1870s when the Great Famine hit India, and sadly both of her parents passed away, leaving just her and her brother together. Sadly, things didn't get any better because in 1880 her brother sadly also passed away. This meant that Ramabai needed to get married, and so she married a Bengali lawyer. The marriage though was looked down upon in Indian culture because it was inter-caste and inter-regional, things that didn't usually happen in India at this time. The couple had a daughter together, Manorama, and they were very happy. But then after just 2 years in 1882, Ramabai's husband also passed away. From such a young age, Ramabai had seen so much tragedy by both of her parents, her brother and now her husband passing away. This was what life in India was often like for women at this time. In spite of the great tragedies in her life, Ramabai decided to stand up and make a difference in India. She wanted to tackle women's education and the very oppressive institution of child marriage in the culture in India. So she made an organisation to do this, and then she travelled to England to study medicine so that she could take those skills back to her country and make a real difference. Unfortunately, because she was slightly deaf, she was rejected from all of the courses that she applied to here in England. But one thing that was really important in Ramabai's life that happened while she was here in England was that she met Jesus and became a follower of him. Things weren't all smooth sailing though for Ramabai after she became a follower of Jesus. She took the name Mary after converting to Christianity, and this angered many of her Indian supporters both in the UK and back in India. But then at the same time she also continued to wear Indian dress, which angered many of the hierarchy in the Church of England at the time. After spending some time in England, Ramabai went to the United States where she wrote her most notable book, The High Caste Hindu Woman. In this book, Ramabai highlighted the oppressive Hindu culture and things that went on under the surface of society that no one in the West or in the rest of the world really knew about. She wanted to tackle these things head on, and so she went back to India and founded the Mukti Mission. Ramabai was also a linguist specialist. She spoke 7 languages, and when she went back to India, she used her ability as a scholar to translate the Bible from the original Hebrew and Greek into her mother tongue, Marathi. And incredibly, the Mukti Mission that Ramabai founded all those years ago is still going today. More than 100 years later, this organisation is still providing education, clothing, food and a shelter for the most broken in Indian culture, whether that's the widows, orphans or those that are destitute. Pandita Ramabai did not let the tragedy that happened early on in her life define what her life would be. After she met Jesus, she continued to make a difference in her culture, spreading his message and using the skills that she had as a scholar and also her compassionate heart to truly make a difference and to leave a legacy that lasts to this day in her country.